In the early years of the 15th century, England is in the middle of a civil war. Powerful rebels have assembled against King Henry IV. Prince Hal, his son, has spent most of his salad days raising hell in taverns with a group of low-life friends. His closest friend and mentor is Falstaff, a jovial, aging, witty and corpulent criminal. Falstaff accompanies the wayward prince to support his father at the Battle of Shrewsbury. On their journey from London, Falstaff and Hal have a night out in Sutton Coldfield. Here we pick up the tale.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. We speak today of Falstaff, that swollen parcel of sack, and his sojourn in sinful Sutton. To Shrewsbury battle he was sent, along with a ragtag army of conscripts, newly bought by him using the king's shilling. Woe upon their lives as he makes merry in Sutton Coldfield. With the gold, the motley collection of troops has saved him. He once again drinks deep and peruses the local wenches with an alacrity that will long be remembered in this town. Prince Hal, ever watchful for his tricks, remains his companion and judge.
How now, you sweet bombard of sack? Makest thou merry instead of contemplating the fire of our impending battle?
But a stoup of wine, my dear boy, but a stoup of wine. My guts are heated in this summer air and require some liquid refreshment.
Thy guts hang around thee like an old lady's gown, and they manifest such a huge hill of flesh that the very sun himself in red-hot taffeta is all but eclipsed by sugar and sack.
Have a care, sweet prince, if sack and sugar be a sin, then God help the wicked. I feel the need for another delicious capon, and the sweet flesh of a young serving wench. Mistress Palmer's tavern is sorely missed, and the happy harlots there do torment my memory with unsated desire. What time is it?
Out, you rogue! What shouldst thou have to do with the time of day unless hours were capons, minutes the tongues of boards, and seconds the breads used to soak up your sack? We must arraign ourselves of a group of hardy fighting men here tomorrow morn. Here is 50 crowns for the purpose. But should you fail to recruit wisely, then woe be upon your life, for my father, the king, shall hear of it.
Be not afeard, the money will be spent wisely and with all diligence.
Be sure of it, sweet wag. Be sure of it.
I will carry my guts away as nimbly as a night fairy to recruit these men. I have heard that the Sutton locals are poorly fed and resemble the inhabitants of a gibbet. They will accept a measly 10 crowns, and the rest will be enjoyed in the temptations of the night, for it is a town of huge liberalities and has enough sack to pickle an ocean of herrings.
Aye, this weather is unseasonably hot. I feel like I am in Verona, not the north of England. Gentlemen, have you provided me here half a dozen sufficient men?
Marry, sir, we have. Will you sit?
Oh, let me see them, I beseech you. And bring me a tankard of sack to cool my guts.
Oh, the rolls, the rolls. Let me see. So. Yea, marry. Roland Atlas. Let them appear as I call. Let them do so. Bring forth Atlas.
Will you prick me, Sir John? I am a veteran of many battles and have won acclaim from General Tacticus himself. Hundreds have surrendered upon seeing the point of my blade, and I have never once been scratched. I am worth 10 ordinary soldiers, and will push the battle into our favour. For 3 gold sovereigns, you may prick me.
Out, out, Atlas! For that much I could have an entire army. Master Shallow, you must realise my purse has many calls upon it. Show me some of the less costly men here.
Bring forth Mouldy.
Sir John, wilt thou prick me in your private quarters?
Good morrow, Sir Mouldy. Thou livest up to thy name in that thy breath is as rotten as a stinking fen, and can be smelt above the moon. Thou art pricked for a penny piece, but be sure to keep distance. Be sure to keep distance. Oh.
Bring forth Wart.
Good morrow, Sir John. How long is since thou sow'st thine own knee?
Do not think to bandy words with me. I will amend my girth when thou refrain from being christened after a pox of the vile disease of the pizzle.
Very good, Sir John. A bull's pistol is the best remembrance of the fellow.
Aye, sir. Give him a good pricking.
Be certain, I shall prick him in the muster book.
Bring forth Petto.
Forgive me, for I am sand-blind, and I know not which way I face. Ha ha ha! It seems I found the stomach of a complete army all in one man. Or am I a pickled gherkin?
Away, you rogue! But your poor and dark condition shall not stand in your way. We will prick you with great energy, for you will be unable to comprehend the fear of the battle.
Bring forth Witless.
Anon, anon! Anon, anon! Anon, anon!
Didst ever see a human wonder in the form of a sloth?
Anon, anon, sir!
Hast thou thy spear with thee, thou dunder-headed loon? Thou art pricked to be of my company. Look sharp, the king will see thee anon.
Anon, anon, sir!
Thou foolish parrot, flutter thou with me as my spear carrier. Ah! Gadzooks, how much should I part with for thee, thou lead-brained varmint?
Anon, 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 sir!
But Sir John, methinks these soldiers are exceedingly beggarly, and some of the most painful creatures I've ever seen. It is though the graves have given up their tenants and they do run around the streets to frighten Christian women. The prince will have thy guts for this.
Anon, anon, sir!
They are good enough to fill a pit, my noble Shallow. Good enough to fill a pit. Let us leave them and head for the tavern. All this pricking has given me the taste for sack, and we will drink deep before the night is over.
Anon, anon!
Thou bolting hutch of beastliness, thou swollen parcel of dropsies, what meanest thou by these miserly and foolish fellows? The king will hear of it.
Anon, anon, sir!
Silence, you brainless bog of hopeless humanities. These are hard days, sweet wag. My shilling could only stretch so far. Besides, these are men of quality and will fight with skill and bravery come the battle.
Ah! It is rumoured that thou art purposed to the taverns and wenches of Sutton Coldfield, especially to make good the profit you have enjoyed from these poor and withered fellows. Hast no honour? If I find thee within a noggin of a tavern this evening drinking the king's ransom, I'll build a gallows that will hold thy guts, sack and all.
What is honour but a word? What is a word but mere air? Know how we'll to Sutton Coldfield tonight to settle a camp and pray for our victory.
Damned Falstaff, that vile misleader of youth, that old bearded Satan. I will spy him out tonight.
A good sherry sack hath a twofold operation in it. It ascends me into the brain, dries me there all the dull and foolish curdy vapours which environ it, makes it apprehensive, quick, forgative, full of nimble and fiery and delectable shapes, which, delivered out to the voice, the tongue, which is the birth, becomes excellent wit. The second property of your excellent sherries is the warming of the blood, which before cold and settled left the liver white and pale, which is the badge of pusillanimity and cowardice. But the sherries warms it and makes it course from the inwards to the parts extreme. It illumineth the face, which as a beacon gives warning to all the rest of this little kingdom. Man to arm, and then the vital commoners and inland petty spirits muster me all to their captain the heart, who, great and puffed up with his retinue, doth any deed of courage, and this valour comes of sherries. So that skill in the weapon is nothing without sack, for that sets it to work. And learning a mere hoard of gold kept by a devil, till sack commences it and sets it in act and use.
Good evening, Sir Guy.
Good to see thee again, Mistress Palm. No doubt that Falstaff attends here tonight, and by sound of gushing waters is close upon us. He intends to drink thy tavern dry, and make honey pleasure with at least 2 of your young wenches.
The dastardly rogue has cut into my purse before by the drinking of a whole ship of jerry sack, with 6 months' supply of good wine sent to the drains. His weight is as great as his trickery. Let us try conclusions with him.
I agree, mistress. He always has trickery in drinking wagers. Many a time he has robbed me blind. But tonight, let us allow him his foolish game of drinks, but sting him before his prize is won. At a later time I'll disguise me as a fair young wench and rob him of his crowns. We can then make merry and drink to his downfall.
How now, Mistress Palm, I'm once again in thy company. Allow me some respite and comfort, good lady. Blessed be the memory of our London days.
Ouch, you rogue. I remembered at the time of your hams being stuck on my chair, and it took the strength of 3 fellows to extract you.
You have always brought me pleasure, my sweet honeyed hostess. We are to steam up Sutton tonight.
We have a choice of the most comely and shapely maidens. But first, let us drink to heat up our livers and liven our appetites.
Oh, Sir Knight, will you play roundly with me? I am full of spice and would love a lusty laggard until the morrow.
Oh, peace, good tickle brain. It'll cost thee a groaning to take off mine.
Hark, Sir John, the night air is bitter cold. Place your hands on my shivering thighs and do me the office of a warming pan.
I will heat thee until the devil himself lards the lean earth in sweat.
Hark at his humour!
Bring forth a sack and let it flow as freely
as a freshwater pike.
Come, sir, a drinking song and a game. Some wine ho, and let me the cannikin clink, and let me the cannikin clink. A soldier's a man, and life spells a span. Why then let a soldier drink? Why then let a soldier drink? Some wine ho, and let me the cannikin clink, and let me the cannikin clink. A soldier's a man, and life spells a span. Why then let a soldier drink? Why then let a soldier drink? Some wine ho,
Anon.
Well, sir, it is clear from your abstemious and miserly ways that you can be outdrunk by a mere serving wench who has not even known the taste of a love. Come, drink like a man. I will teach thee. Be thou not afeard of good wine. I boast I can empty 3 whole jugs of sack before 3 halves can pass your lips.
The rules be fair.
The only rule is that we may not touch each other's vessels.
You can touch my vessel with pleasure, fair knight.
Later, my sweet honey pot, later.
Place the wager money on the table. Now, let the game commence.
3, 2, 1, go!
This is going to be easy money. I may as well relax and enjoy the drink as Falstaff has no chance.
Ah, ye have no touching of others' drinking vessels.
You torment me, you brazen barrel of wine. Dost think thou canst befuddle us again with your trickery?
Such a waste of sack. The sin of it shames us.
Hark, Sir John, there'd be much ire to Sir Guy. Thy trick was unworthy and played ill with his reputation. I hope you'll make amends, Sir John.
Blood, his skin is as thick as toughened leather baked in the summer sun. 'Twere doing good to be tweaked by the nose and his lack of wit and folly be exposed.
For that much, you can kiss my hams. I'm not a charity for your unbridled but miserly passion. If you want me to do that, it's going to cost you a crown at least. I'm a Sutton Coldfield girl, not from Erdington.
Thou art a most naughty knight, but methinks my blood still runs hot for you. Won't you retire and relax with our most delectable of maidens? Many a gentleman has pined for their beauty and remarked on their great and ample charms. Their reputations run from Sutton to London town, where such beauties are rare.
Thou speaks well, and art making me firm of purpose. Good lady, prepare me a libation of herbal concoction to improve my humour, and furnish me additionally with a stoup of wine. We will carouse until the sun is newly risen.
I am ready for your sweet ministrations, my lady. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh!
Well, I have never seen one do that before.
Oh, Jennifer, Sir Boris is due tonight. Watch that one when he arrives. He takes his pleasure, but he keeps his purse strings tight.
Yeah, I have met with him. He won't take me for a ride twice. You know, he offered to decorate my private chambers. Nothing came of that.
The clock has struck midnight. 'Tis now time for your pleasure, my dear and worthy knight. It is dark inside, as the ladies would show modesty and respect my house. Do but enter, and you'll find them waiting.
No, sit down.
It is time, sweet wenches. We must entwine until morning.
Come forth, worthy knight, and feel the pleasure of my liberal flesh.
This is better than plucked chicken and spice sauce.
Kiss me, thou firm and passionate knight.
Such cherry lips I have never tasted. Where is the other dark lady?
Patience, she will come straight. Show me your purse and reward our favours.
Here's money for thy pains, and now both ladies must be apparent. Oh, such a delicate touch, such angelic beauty. Thy skin is as soft and sumptuous as I have ever felt. It is truly a wonder of humanity and a thing of beauty. What is your name, my delectable creature?
Anon, sir.
Ah, I am betrayed! I am betrayed and my crown is taken for a wardrobe deception! Come back here, man! Come back here!
Anon.
Falstaff, who's got that purse? Where's the king's crowns?
You rode. 'Twas not I took it not.
Where's the king's crowns?
Thou fat-kidneyed rascal. Thou should pay dearly for this folly. The king's crowns are as wasted as your men, and thy girth is as extended as your lies and falsehoods. Thou should swing before the company for this by thy rotam neck.
Now, how, my young friend, I know you banter and jest with me. Think of the fun times we have had together. Only last week we redistributed the wealth of that tax collector from his purse to ours, and made merry on the proceeds. I have taught you all you know. Your father thinks kindly of me and is pleased I have taken you under my wing. He would not wish to see me swing. I swear to you on my life the battle will be won. The fodder I have pricked will protect those from loftier stations from the arrows and slings of misfortune. Come, Hal, I only swing at parties. If to be fat is hated, then God help the wicked. Be cheerful and join us in a dance.
Well, Falstaff, my friend, you had better be right, and the battle be won. I will take your wager at its word. We shall dance and make merry tonight, for tomorrow you may die.
A merry jape was had tonight, connived mainly through a lack of light. Miss Palm has had her victory day, though her assets made a joyful stay. In Sutton Coldfield town by chance, come join me in a nimble dance.